Hello guys, NWET Online. We had a movie night recently and it was of course 20 Days in Mariupol. So it's a Ukrainian movie about terrifying things which was going in the beginning of the war in Mariupol. So we was watching it together with different nationalities. There was people from America, from Poland, from Georgia, and we want to share today a little bit of impressions on this movie. So please join, and if you didn't watch it yet, please do it.
On March 23rd, 2024, NWET held a movie night with 20 Days in Mariupol. Personally, for me, and we actually watched with some other American friends, it was definitely an eye-opener. I know that war is real and it's a reality. However, seeing the movie just made it more real, especially the fact that we have Ukrainian friends.
Watching 20 Days in Mariupol made me think back on our long history of war. Even though we have progressed a lot and we have developed as human beings, as a society, I felt this frustration within myself, like why does this still happen and why do people feel this is still okay? I felt really sad, and I tried to put myself into the people's shoes that were in the movie and just try to imagine myself in that situation, how terrible that'd be. So much women were scared, so many children were scared. Everybody was basically scared and afraid because they didn't know what was going on, and there's just so much confusion, and people were trying to leave, but Russians were blocking them off from escaping the city. And I just thought it was so sad. Many times I teared up because especially with the boy who said he just wanted it to end and he didn't want to die.
I think, watching this film for me was very heavy, seeing all the lives that are being lost on film. Especially the parents that are weeping for their children, over their children's dead body. I'm not a parent yet, but it feels very heavy on my heart. It brings me back to a point where it's very obvious, but just how people tend to be ignorant over many of the realities of what's going on in the rest of the world, right? Because people feel really comfortable in their daily lives. I remember in the film, there was a lady who said she just wanted to go back to her job.
Another point that really stuck out in the film was when a doctor was talking about the fact that in war, it really puts people through an X-ray. It really enhances whether someone is a good or bad person. And the people that were more bad or more selfish, they would be looting the stores and they would go in and take a bunch of stuff. But the fact is, everyone here is dealing with the same things, and everyone is, so it's wrong for you to just go in and take stuff because they need their shop, they need their materials as well. But then the people that are good, you can really see it enhanced. You could see people taking care of their turtles or their other pets like dogs. And it's not every day that this kind of person would think of doing something like this. So for me personally, when I saw that, I was really thinking and trying to be honest with myself. Who am I in that situation? Would I be the person that would want to steal something from others? Because for me, I don't think it would just be for myself, it would be also for my loved ones. I would want to take care of my loved ones, the people that I'm personally connected to. But also, I think I have this mindset of course I want everyone to have an equal chance of surviving and not stealing from others. So I haven't come up with the conclusion, and I haven't faced war personally, so I don't know the answer to this question, but it really stuck out when I was watching.
And I also thought about myself, how terrible this would be for me as a child too, and how scared I'd be. Even when one of the women said to the camera, what did these people do to deserve this? And I was thinking the same thing, it just doesn't make sense. And I felt how can the Russians possibly think that this is okay? That this is actually good to just kill a bunch of women and children? War separates family and many families. It destroys families, whether by separating them through long distance or killing family members. I even imagine like, what if like that was my mom, like that was in critical condition, or someone else close to me. It must have been really hard for them. Like many parents crying, losing their children.
Lastly, that came through my mind, in NWET, we really try to strive for like this idea of creating unity, like not in our, just like in ourselves, in our relationships and in the society. And it makes me think like, wow, how in a way can I as an individual helping NWET really make this possible, like make a change on a global scale? Is this wishful thinking? Or are there practical steps that we can do and take to make it really possible? And lastly, I'd like to say that I really would like to share that I'm very sorry to the Ukrainians, that this is something that they have to face, whether they're in their country now or they're in another country. But actually, majority of the people in NWET that we work with are Ukrainians, and my heart just sank. And every time they talk about the horrors of their country, my heart just sinks.
Another point is just how sad it is that we human beings look at each other as. This doesn't justify what the Russians are doing right now, but how the Russian troops or the army in the film is just seen as some kind of terror or threat rather than some kind of human being in the eyes of the Ukrainians. And even to the people who are seeing this film. And it's not just in this situation too, right? But in our daily lives where we might see someone strange on the streets. We see them as someone to stay away from, right? And it's not just because of our perspective, but like the way people act too. Yeah, I don't really have much words. It's a very heavy movie. Seeing a reality of what's going on currently in the war. I think that's it.